Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're sitting here above the main straight at Sebring in Automobilista 2. Got the free cam going. We're going to take a little tour of the track. Those of you that have watched the channel for a bit now know that my father and I have been camping out here since 2022. It'll be our fourth year this year. We went to Daytona in 2024. So what I figured we could do is take a little tour of the track, kind of give you an overview of where we camp, places to watch from, and things to do around the track. So let's get right to the tour. If you want to see more stuff like this with track tours, hit the like button, subscribe, and we could do more for tracks we go to over the course of the year. All right, let's start the tour. The first place we're going to start is out in the field here. It's not rendered because it's kind of out of the bounds of the track a bit. You would never see this in the sim driving. But we usually get there on Tuesday before the camping officially opens. So they'll have us lined up in the RVs or campers, whatever's here, and kind of staged to go into the track. And they'll call the roads one at a time. From here, we'll take this road out to the main drag, and we'll take this road all the way down. Right, so from this access road, will take us down to the main strip. We'll kind of skip ahead to that. All right, so from that access way, you take a right coming out of it, and I'll bring you onto the main drag, which is you're going to see rendered in here a little nicer. And you take the first right, which brings you to the main gate. This is where they'll check your ticket and kind of tell you where to go, which if you don't know where to go, I'll tell you where to go. All right, so you pass through the main gate here, and you'll find yourself on the main strip here down that runs along the start-finish straight. On the right here, you'll see normally during the 12 Hours of Sebring the Porsche Club and Corvette Club car corrals that sit just outside Sunset Bend. Continuing on, this brings you down to the midway. We can get any kind of merch you want. All the manufacturers' stands, usually on the left-hand side of this main strip. They're usually around this area here. And if on the right side is the first crossover bridge that goes over the main straight that brings you down to the paddock. And we'll kind of take a tour of that a little bit later. But carrying on down, this big tent here that's in the same is approximately about where the IMSA merch tent is. It's a good sized tent, probably about that size with all the IMSA gear you can want. And there is camping on the right hand side here. I would imagine it's reserved camping along the straight. I would guess too there's some teams camping out there. Alright, so on the left of the main strip here you see these two buildings. You got the bathroom building, and you got this little white building, which is where you can go to buy cases of beer. They do sell full cases of beer at the track, which is nice because you might run out. But you hear this blank spot. This is usually another building here where they do breakfast and just concessions. You know, whatever you want to drink, eat. Good breakfast sandwiches, by the way. Let's make our way down a little further. And on the right-hand side here is the second pedestrian bridge. Right here, goes over the track again to the other side of the pits, into the lower part of the paddock. And coming down, the road kind of takes a left here on the inside of turn 1. You're going to drive here. It kind of veers left again. The main road veers left again. And you see the bridge up ahead in the distance. But on the right here is all camping. This is not anywhere near empty like this during the 12 Hours of Sebring. This is jam-packed with campers, RVs, tents, whatever you could think of. We'll continue down along the main road, which will take us over the bridge. And you get to the top of the bridge here. There's some good places to watch. You can hang out here. Not hang out here, but you can stop here and have a look. You turn 5 and into turn 6 here. And the other side of the bridge, you'll see rest of turn 6 down to turn 7. You can stop here and get good pictures and watch what's going on for a little bit, but they'll probably move you along. There is more of a walkway on the left side of the bridge you could walk and stop on, but now the bridge will dump you off right into the heart of the camping areas for Sebring. Green Park And again, since it's a game and you don't have to render it, it's pretty bare, but this is jamming, like, packed. I say wall to wall, but there's no walls. It's packed full of any kind of campers you could think of. Giant rigs down to guys sleeping in just on the grass. But coming down into this section, you only take a right here. It's a one-way, pretty much. Bring you out to another road where you intersect with. And when you go out here and to the right, it'll bring you to Hendrick Field, which is another camping section, more reserved spots and for like large Class A rigs or things like that. But we're going to continue to the left, and we're going to carry on to the rest of Green Park here. Taking our left again, straight ahead it's a dead end. It's just the rest of the exit of turn 9 down there. I take the left right here, and on the right hand side of this road, there's usually during the Hours of Sebring weekend a large like circus tent, and it's Hank and Sheila's big tent. They it's not a race put on concession. It's an actual just a fan area, and it's put on by a local restaurant. And you can get drinks. They have live entertainment every night, different bands. And it's pretty hopping area to go to, and everything's run off donation because they technically can't sell alcohol because they're not a part of the track. But they run on donation, and you could give your donation and have a beer or whatever you want while you watch some good bands playing. Maybe the bands are better than the actual event bands, but that's a debate for another day. All right, continuing down. Another intersection here. You can go left or right. Left brings you back to the bridge. Right brings you to the exit of turn 9. And then up ahead here is where we normally camp. We camped the past 3 times coming out here. This is the actual turn 9 area. So the first 2 years we got here, we didn't get here super early like we did on this past year. But we parked we had a little van. We parked our van wherever we could find a spot. One was like right here along the edge of the road. And then the next year we came, it was right along the back of this fence. And then we came in 2025. We parked down this little drag, more towards the actual corner. We parked our school bus right here. We could had a nice setup going on. And down here is where you can see the Kip Sebring group's Turn 9 battle bus, Turn 9 crew down here. Usually having a pretty fun time. And you can see and you can see his social media on Instagram all the time, posting all kinds of crazy stuff. We came out there here and we got to meet him a couple times, talk to him. It was a pretty cool dude. All right, so you get a good view from turn 9 here. Turn 9 is pretty much a flat out corner, but it's high speed. All right, making our way back out. All this camping area here is open camping. You just park where you find a spot. It's you got some groups that come in and kind of rope off areas for their larger group that comes later in the week. But for the most part, it's open, and it's pretty crazy spot to be in during this the entire event. Not super packed here because it's a game and you would never see it again when you're driving, but it's hopping. All right, so coming off of turn 9 here, we're going to go down this dirt road. So let's check out some spots to watch from. On the left-hand side here, in this blank grassy area, talking about spots to watch from, this is where they normally have the belt sander and dildo racing. So it's always good fun to watch. And this year we'll try to get some video and throw it into some content we're going to make for this trip. We're going to do more than one video. I did one video from last year's trip of all 5-6 days or whatever, how long the trip was. This time I'm going to do a bunch of videos, so we're going to have much more coming from this. We'll take a right all the way down. Take a left on this dirt road here, and it brings you to turn 7. You can see the grandstands up here. And there's usually a gap in the fence you can walk through. Brings you to the viewing mound here. It's the exit of 7 here. And you come around, you come up into the grandstands. It's normally where we watch the start of the race from, and the end of the race. You can see them coming down to turn 7. Good passing zone here. The tight hairpin. Now, if you're watching the race at the end, you may notice on this mound, this is where they do the traditional burning of the couch. It's a Sebring tradition that we didn't know existed until we got down here the first time. Actually, the first time we didn't even know, it was like, oh, did someone just burn a couch? But it seems like it happens every event we've been to, so must be a tradition. But pretty cool thing to see, this giant bonfire going on with people crowded around it. Ending the race off, fireworks going, cars on the cool down lap. Big old couch burning. Alright, so from turn 7 here, a good place to watch here is you come up this little bit of the straight. You can watch the cars coming into the braking zone for turn 7. And at night, all the brake rotors is glowing, the fire is spitting out the exhaust. It's a pretty spectacular place to see the cars. Alright, so making our way around from turn 7 here. We'll kind of follow the fence down. You can walk all the way around the track like this pretty much everywhere. Little viewing mountain coming up on the right here you can see from, but it's just part of the straight. You can't really see too much from here. You can kind of see way down the entrance to turn 10, but not a very, epic spot to watch, but you gotta sit down for a bit. It's a nice place to stay. Continuing on down. Coming back through turn 9. Don't forget to spin the wheel of bad decisions when you pass the battle bus here. Going through the pedestrian area. This is where the majority of the hardcore fans are camped out here. This is where they build the big Dodge City setup. It's a big western town they build every year. And then down further is where the turn 10 crew hangs out. And they build giant, like 2-story or 2-level scaffolding down here so you can see out onto the track better. Get a better view of everything. We're coming on down here. You can see right here from this part of turn 10. You get a nice view. You're fairly close to the cars here. Good spot to take pictures from. You have a nice viewing area of turn 10 and 11. You see I'm breaking into turn 10 here as well. We'll set up chairs down here on this little viewing mound. Sit here for a bit. Race is long. You got time to move around and see things that are going on. We're going to make our way down the track a little further. Coming around this fence here. Normally you can walk through this. This is a gate here, or opening. Coming through here. You can see the outside turn 11. Nice spot to watch. Go through the S's here. Coming on down. We're going to come out off the track a little bit here. Come back onto the main drag a bit, and I'm going to go up a bit. Now I'm going to zoom up a bit here. And you can see the traffic circle heading into Hendrick Field here. And you can kind of see it go around and go out to the right here. We'll make our way down. Follow this road down to the right. It's going to bring you right here. Now, this is another good spot to stop and watch. This barrier is not normally here. You can go drive right through. But this spot's a good spot to watch here. It's outside of turn 3. You can see a good view of the exit of turn 1, 2, and 3 here. You can go up top to the top of the stands to get a better view. That's probably the spot you can see the most of the track from. You got a good stretch right here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn 5. And of course under the bridge too. And then on the other side here you can see, you can't always see this clear because there's probably all RVs in the way, but you can see a bit of this back stretch that runs along the airfield out there. This guy's in the way. And down to the little flat out kink, heading towards the far end of the circuit. Just about to stop and watch because, you know, you're walking around. We usually rent a golf cart. It's much needed for here, but you're driving around all day. It's hot. Good place to stop for a bit. There's a concession stand right down here normally, and you can get food, a couple drinks, hang out, rest a bit, and watch. This is a nice jumbotron over here. You can watch the race and follow it pretty good. Let's head back down the grandstands here and continue down along this road through Hendrick Field. Like I said, you could normally drive or walk through here. This is where all the big rigs are camped out. These are all small for what's usually down here, but you get the idea. All right, coming on down, we're going to take a little left up here. Another good spot to watch from. These aren't parked here, you can come around, but we're going to go over them. I like to watch this section over here because you can see the cars going over the bumps pretty good. Not so much in sim, but in real life. This is the far end of the circuit here, and it's where they're going to go onto the Omen Straight. So the cars coming through, they take a little left, right, and the right is onto the backstretch. You can really see that there's a lot of bumps out here. You can really see the cars bouncing and shaking everything. It's pretty punishing for the cars. Let me just kind of zoom in a little closer. You can't get in this close, but you get an idea of what the track looks like. Alright, from here we're going to head back out to the road and take this left, which will bring us to the outside of turn 1. And it's not really a good spot to watch because there's usually RVs parked here, and it's pretty busy. Plus at the eye level, you're down at the eye level, which is right about above this fence here for me. You kind of see through the fence, but usually all kinds of stuff in the way blocking, so it's a tough spot to watch from. Continuing on down, taking a right on this road here. This brings you to the back of the paddock. This is where all the team's hospitalities are set up. Team haulers, team campers, RVs that have for the drivers. Back along the back side of the pit buildings. And you can sometimes see pretty good through here, but again, it's all usually all tents and tires and stuff all stacked up. You can't see much. Coming on down, here's the main tower. We'll continue on down this road with the golf cart. We could drive all through here, it's fine. And this road right here, you can see the first pedestrian bridge that we saw the first part of the video. Brings you out to this section. You go out, walk across that bridge, across this road, across the main strip out here, and it brings you out to the paddock area where all the teams are parked with the haulers. The garages are here, the cars, and you can walk through here at any time and check out what's going on. Usually working on the cars. This tent right here is normally tech inspection tent. Rip it down to down there, that way a little farther maybe, but you can watch what's going on in there. Everything's open to fans, which is kind of nice. This we do the autograph session, and you might catch some drivers here, which is pretty nice to see. Alright, going back out. Can't take the cart in there, obviously, but yeah, usually there's a cart parking area out here somewhere where we could park it and walk through. But take a left onto this main strip over the Sunset Corner Bridge. Now, you can't watch from here in real life, but you can get a good view of the track when you're driving by. You can stop and watch for a minute here, which is nice. Coming onto that main stretch there. And it's like coming into the corner. You just see this car hitting a bump right there over some part of the concrete of the track. We're gonna head back down. And that's basically a tour of the of Sebring. Places I like to watch from. We like to watch from when we're down there. And just a little thing of what to expect if you do go down there. It's pretty accurate model here, so it's very similar to what it really looks like, with just with a lot less campers and a lot less action going on. Here's the famous Sebring Hotel. We never have been in there before. I don't know if that's open to everybody or not. We haven't tried. I think you could go. I think there's a restaurant in here you could go to. I'm not sure again if it's open to the public or just people that are, staying here. And everybody down this way, which we should probably try to come down this way and just see if we could see anything from this side of the track, which would be pretty cool. Now that's a little hidden area right there where I like to come to, in front of the hotel actually, is the little grandstand there. So you get to that normally by when you're out in the main strip here, kind of tucked away, which is kind of why I like it. You come out to this main strip, you're coming down this road, you take this first left here, and then it brings you to a dirt road, and it's usually jam-packed, so you'd never see it normally as you're coming down here, though you knew it was here too. And you could park the cart right here, walk up, and you got this little viewing grandstand that takes you right here, and you can see a good view of the cars coming through turn 7. And a good view down the straight here as they come into the braking zone through the corner. They got a pool over here too. I never saw that pool here. Actually, it'd be cool to watch from up here. I'd like to get one of these and see what it's like to look from up here, but they're probably expensive and probably booked up for a good few years. But they get a nice view from the balconies here, though, which is nice. And you can see from the inside of the track there, when you're watching, that looks pretty straight. But coming off turn 7, you see the little S-curve that goes onto the back here. Pretty pronounced from this angle, but it's taken like a straight pretty much. All right, that's kind of like a full, basic tour of the track. Nothing crazy. We're leaving in 24 days now at the time of recording, so I'm looking forward to that, and looking forward to making some good videos out of the trip and good content. Hopefully you guys stick around and follow along for that. It'll be fun. It's our 4th time here, so we could call ourselves regular Sebring goers now. I think we got some people that come to this track have been coming to this actual race tour of Sebring for 50 years straight. So we're not quite at that level yet, but I think 4 years now. We could kind of call ourselves regulars that keep Patricia going. I find this race more alive than the Daytona 24. I mean, we used to go to the 24 Hours of Daytona going back from 2001 up till, we went 2024. Maybe we went like 8-9 times. We started coming here in 2022, and the difference of just the energy and the enthusiasm of the campers, I'll call it, and just the vibe of the whole event was just levels above Daytona. Daytona's great. You can watch the whole race. You can see everything from the grandstands. The entire track. It's kind of like where you go to watch the race and follow it. Sebring's different. It's kind of where you go to experience the race. You can't see everything from any one point, but the campers, the spectators, the energy going on, you really experience the race at Sebring, and that's just different, a whole different atmosphere than Daytona, which is nice. Leaving in 24 days. I gotta get the RV de-winterized, make sure everything works, get it out of this. I shoveled it out of the snow the other day, but I gotta get it out of the mud now. Everything's melting up here. I'm in Connecticut. Everything's melting now. I gotta try to get it off my side of my house and get it kind of ready to go before it gets too late. Make sure everything works fine. Be on the road. We're probably gonna leave a week before. and then we'll be there probably Tuesday, and then up through till Sunday morning, and then we'll leave from there. We'll probably be back home around or midday Tuesday. So full week, a lot of driving. Takes us 2 days to get down here, but it's an adventure from the start. So hope you enjoyed the tour of the track. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Again, like and subscribe if you like the content. I'll try to do more of these. We're going to be going to Watkins Glen for the IMSA race, 6 hours in, I think it's June. So maybe I'll do one of these videos for that track. And that's a cool place too, because I actually raced at Watkins Glen, so I give you even more information. I never raced at Sebring, which I always wanted to, but never got a chance. But I raced at Watkins Glen. I'll give you a little more detailed information about that track, maybe during that video. So anyway, I'm going to sign the video off here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.